So I took my friend to a grand manor house in the Welsh countryside, filled with secrets, hidden storylines and characters that pulled us into their world. This isn't just like a normal night away, it's a 24-hour immersive adventure, part murder mystery, part escape room, part theatre, and you are at the very heart of it. So welcome to the Key of Dreams. I hope you enjoy this vlog. It's a little bit of a different one from me, but this was so fun.
Hi. Hello.
Me and Haz are just about to go to a immersive 24-hour experience, I guess. We actually don't really know what's going on.
It's like a murder, no, it's not even a murder mystery. It says it's an immersive mystery meets occult experience. We actually
so we could be getting killed in the Welsh countryside.
The first thing I said to Charlotte when she invited me was, have you actually looked into this? Because I don't want to wind up in a newspaper. Thank you very much.
But no, I think we're safe. But it's called a Key of Dreams. Yeah, I think they're like feeding us basically for the 24 hours as well. Like they've got like dining mystery stuff. I honestly don't know what to expect. I know we're going to be running around the grounds apparently. That's all about what we know. And we're staying overnight as well. So I don't know if it's going to be scary. Well, you were saying it's like the most haunted.
Yeah, it's 400 years old. It's like a big manor house. But my boyfriend's mum, her boss used to live there, and apparently it's like really haunted. Forget the experience. But Charlotte has told me she's very competitive, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I've let Haz know that I have a tendency to be nasty when I play games. At least you're all prepared.
Yeah, I've said I'm kind of the same sometimes, but
no, I think I'll be fine. Knowing that it's like we've been invited and it's I should be hopefully a bit more best behaviour. But they have sent us like really cool, like this email where we had to fill out this strange questionnaire as if we're like students coming to like doing field work.
Yeah.
To like help them out on something.
Like the friends of what's it called?
Friends of some, but they've already started essentially with this storyline of us like coming to help them with some field work, and that their strange occurrences have been happening. They did say that.
Yeah, and that we're investigating the strange occurrences.
Yeah, they even sent like a video as well.
Oh, of someone being the person who owns the house being interviewed.
Like I think even the person picking us up at the other side of the train is part of it as well.
I hope they're dressed
potentially.
Up. I really hope they're dressed up. That would be so cool.
But yeah, I'm gonna try and film as much as we can. We actually have no idea like the limits of filming currently, but hopefully we'll be able to give some sort of situation.
Yeah, I'm assuming that we can't obviously film answers to puzzles. Very like opposite sound, very dark, like my lipstick colour and my outfit, and you're very like summer.
Hopefully we can get there because the train is super delayed. So, and we thought we'd just set off like to go. It was only supposed to be 15 minutes, but we've already stopped again.
Oh, yeah. And then they said we're going to go back to lightning speed.
One of the lovely guys from the team picked us up from the train station and we pulled up to Treowen, a 400-year-old Jacobean manor house in Monmouthshire, Wales. I've never actually been to a place like this before that has given me an equally eerie but homely feel. Treowen sits in 400 acres of farmland and woodland with beautiful Tudor gardens, medieval fish ponds, wide views over the valleys, and taking a look inside we have this gorgeous oak staircase spanning 4 stories. We ran up and down these multiple times throughout the 24 hours. Some of the rooms have witch marks on beams as they were like seen as protection symbols carved to guard against evil spirits. We also discovered the manor's hidden priest hole, a secretive hiding place used by persecuted clergy in the times of religious conflict. And you'll also see all of these other rooms in action later in the video, but I do think the dining hall or the library were my favourites. We've been given some documentation. This is for our field work. Just having a soup.
It's good, it's like peppery.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm really enjoying this. This is mine and Haz's room in the Otter's Hole. We're literally on the top floor. And this is supposed to be our bathroom through here. We've got a fireplace. These are our beds. Come straight into like an immersive experience. Oh,
cute. And then there's a shower.
It's so sweet. So you just have to make sure that both doors are locked because that also goes to another room.
I was going to say, do they also have access to the bathroom?
I don't know, maybe they don't. There's not too many creepy things in here, so I'm quite enjoying it so far, but it's very immersive, isn't it, already? Like, they're fully gone in. We basically came into lunch and everyone else was already here because our train was late. And then we had like soup.
I picked them up afterwards when I'll film them all. But they say like pick them up and then we get to hang them on the tree. So basically guys, there's these placed around the house and we've got 2 in our room. And then afterwards you get to hang them on the maple tree tomorrow, I think, or this evening. But obviously we're here to film. But I just got told off using my phone.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, what can I film? Yeah. You know, it's just us. We can probably film ourselves.
Yeah.
Like if we're sat doing a puzzle.
Yeah.
Or like
maybe if like
later tonight we can convene and like talk about everything we've done.
Yeah, we're gonna
Smack
try
on the wrist for me.
No, we're gonna try our best. I think it's probably because they just want it to be fully like
completely immersive. Yeah, like well, I thought this was set in an older time.
Yeah, me too.
That's why I was like, well, in this time I'd be more of a Harriet than a Has. And then she was like, we're in 2025, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, so we came here as university students doing field work, right?
Yeah.
So we've got this notebook, documentation we need to read and learn about, you know.
Sit and actually have a read, don't we?
Yeah, and then figure out what our plan of action is. Apparently we need to go earn a badge or something before we can
2,
progress
though.
or something. No, 2 was the tour, and then 3.
Okay, before 3 we need to somehow earn our badges, which I don't know what the badges are.
Yeah, and I can't work out how many actors are here. Is it 3?
Well, I don't know, because the guy that picked us up is an actor.
Yeah, but they've only introduced us to 3 people.
Then after we read through all of our bits, it was time to get to work, and we were running around this house trying to piece together all these little cuttings that were everywhere that kind of like made anagrams, helped figure out which story strain we were going to follow. There were 5 different story strains that we had to kind of like unveil and figure out the secret through different clues dotted all around the house. We worked with some of the other groups in the house. Some people did want to work alone though, and you also had to decide whether you wanted to work with some of the actors or betray them, which was very fun.
So we're just outside. Me and Haz are looking for clues at the minute. We are working on, we've just done like this little telegram thing inside, and now we're working through the cuttings that we're finding all around the house. So there's little plaques basically everywhere. I think we showed some of them in outside our room, but they're like on the floor, on the frames, like hung over things, literally everywhere. So we're just scoping outside. We got a tour when we first came here, but we didn't really like observe too much and put all of the information down. So we're just like trying to find things like this. And they have little like letters on, so that has an eye on and it has a candle symbol, so I'll put like a letter I candle symbol we've got here, but this book basically has all information we need for the next 24 hours. There she goes. Look how pretty it is out here. As well, I feel like I haven't really taken it in because I've been looking at the floor trying to find these clues.
Do you know what that is?
What?
Outside there's a sundial.
Oh.
So the next letter will be on the sundial. We haven't even been, I walked past it.
N makes sense to me to go next door. A. N. Hammers had done little more than to flake.
Hammer.
Oh yeah, hammers had done little more than to flake off small bits of stone and mutilate the characters which once had evidently marched up in a spiralling line around the shaft to the top. So some sort of story of people like going up to do something.
Because there might be a book on it upstairs.
Oh, yeah, there's something on it, and then
On a sundial, I am a sundial, and I make a botch of what is done for better by a watch.
I feel like that was already on there. Like,
see, this isn't the thing though.
Yeah, that's the tree.
It's different.
Have we got that the R off the tree?
No.
No. I bet not many people have come to here and
Yeah.
see you are today. Oh wait.
Oh my god!
Woohoo! Well done.
Okay, which one? So
we-
Dance for Bockrug by a gibbous moon. Join LB or in time suffer Sarnath's doom. So what is it? ER?
Yeah. ER, or then the other one was H and then whatever's in the snug. I can't remember which way round it is.
No, it's ER.
Yeah.
I'm very aware that conversation wouldn't have made sense, but I just wanted to include it so you could have a bit of an insight into what was going through our silly little brains right then.
Which is like a really quick change around for dinner. And we're having a banquet. Look how gorgeous Haz looks.
Thanks, honey. So
Look, there she goes. I mean,
stupidly
I've got my ugly toes out.
Then we had a 5-course fancy old banquet, and let me just say the chefs that work for this team are absolutely incredible. You are not going to be disappointed with the food that they've got on offer. They kind of fit the food with the theme of the place, but it's just so tasty, and they've really thought about all of the flavours. We had like afternoon tea earlier on in the day that I forgot to film. We had our soup when we arrived, this banquet dinner, and then a cheese board in the evening.
It's getting later and we've been all given lanterns and things are starting to get a little bit spookier. Definitely feeling a little bit more frightened. People have been like opening up floorboards, speaking to souls and things that don't exist in this world, so as you can imagine, I'm terrified.
Exactly.
Lead us to the tree! To the tree!
Right. Yes. Well, remember Carter said we should dance as well as sing. We do have words. So please grab.
Yes!
No, we're not doing it.
What they were.
Oh, wait!
Oh my my god. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sick.
Me and Haz have just been like searching for this, like, what is it, a rituals book? Summonings. And we thought, oh, we're going to come to this staircase because apparently it's around this area. And we've walked all the way up and we were like, oh no, there's no book. And we've come down the same stairs and it's just like lying on the floor out of nowhere. It's terrifying. This is where our room is as well, upstairs. Oh my god, that is horror. Someone was waiting for us to do that and I hate that. We're up and ready for another day of solving puzzles.
Hopefully.
Yeah, well, I think this morning it's a little bit more chilled. So last night, me and Haz are going to debrief you properly a bit later because we're in a rush. We basically had the evening to solve one of the 5 story strains. Well, we didn't have to solve one. There was just like a lot going on, so it was easy to focus on one, right?
Yeah.
We basically completed one of those and then different like groups or people in the house were doing different ones. And that kind of concluded last night, right? And then, yeah, this morning, we don't know if it's just gonna be a pure debrief on last night or if there's gonna be something else to solve, if things are gonna move in the house, because that's something that they did yesterday. At different points of the day, different things would have moved or like new evidence would have been like kind of displayed.
I said, I wonder if the house is going to change. And then he said, well, the house does flip upside down in the morning. And I was like, huh? What
does that mean?
But
imagine all the rooms are differently.
Oh my god, yeah, the whole house is actually shifted. They did keep saying stuff about the top floor. I'd hate to be staying on the top floor. Can you imagine that top floor?
Yeah, the top was kind of creepy.
If I stayed alone or like with you, but just you, no one else in the house, yeah, I'd be absolutely terrified.
Yeah, last night, imagine if.
Fucking hell, doing it alone.
I'd have had the main light on.
Yeah.
Basically, we're going to do breakfast, go outside and get some extra shots that we didn't get yesterday because we didn't want to ruin anyone else's time here.
Hearty breakfast.
Oh, hearty
so
breakfast.
I think it might be like a full English.
That sounds full English to me. I think 11 is when it finishes, or like we have like the farewells debrief.
Yeah, apparently the farewell thing was for an hour.
A chance to make your peace with the house and its inhabitants.
Yeah, I don't get that. Surely something else is going to happen.
Yeah, because we released a scary entity, like, well,
We
part
did.
of someone's soul last night.
Allegedly.
We don't know what the repercussions are going to be from that.
We don't know if they're good or bad.
We need to go see Marmaduke, the farm sheep. This does feel like the traitor's house though, like, or like one of those kind of houses.
I think it definitely is.
It's like perfect though for stuff like this where you have like puzzles and documents and all that kind of stuff just like laid around everywhere because there's so many little nooks and window ledges and things going on.
It's kind of made me realise that I don't think I'd actually do so well in the trailers just because like if someone, it would also be like the relationships with someone else that I'd not be able to do well with. If someone I know is keeping something from me, I'd probably take it really personally.
Yeah, some people have been super secretive.
Yeah, when we're supposed to be working together.
Although we did say there was a questionnaire that we had to fill out before we came and some of the questions are like, would you rather work alone or work in a team and that kind of stuff. This is Wyn Havenden's office. He's the one who's the owner of Triowen, this manor house currently. This is where a lot of clues were. Scary little radio. These bits and bobs here. Everything's a lot less scary in the daytime. We had a little red herring down here.
And then we had our lovely hearty breakfast as we said goodbye and had our debrief. I just wanted to let you guys know as well, I haven't given you any spoilers because this was the last episode of chapter 1. So there's a new chapter starting at the end of this year. Whole storylines will be completely different, so we've not ruined it for any of you.
Think about the consequences of your actions.
So we just picked up a telegram from the corner addressed to us. And then I thought I'd give you a little bit of an insight into some of the other rooms in the house I didn't quite show yesterday. So this is the snug with the puzzles in. This one is Carter's office where we had a lot of the evidence that we'd collected over the time. We've got the library here where people were trying to figure out the final story, even though it was kind of like closed and finished. People were so curious that they wanted to find out the last of the stories. How cute are these? This is the orchard at the back of the, I guess, house. And this is, I think this is Marmaduke. I feel like the big one is Marmaduke. The resident sheep of the manor. And we have just finished all of our quests. Well, we think we finished the quest. We haven't had the like full segment afterwards where they're gonna explain what's happening with Anne because we've released parts of her soul in the house, and now we have to basically sacrifice one of the 3 main actors essentially, or nourish. It was something weird like nourish the soil. So we basically
and let the seeds grow. So I don't know what that means, if there's going to be like some sort of debrief outside, because there is a shovel.
Yeah.
There is a shovel that nothing's happened with yet, right?
Yeah, it hasn't.
In the cute little garden, so we're going to see if that's anything to do with it. But we are very sad to be leaving. I know, we said we've like switched off fully from like real life.
I really want
I've forgotten my problems.
I want a new story now.
Yeah, I want to come again. This is the last one. I don't think I've mentioned that. I think maybe you did in your vlog yesterday. But this is like the last one of this sort of chapter, and then they open a whole new story. So you can come again and again if you want to. But I'll leave all of the details in the video description so you can see for yourselves if you want to come to the next one. Because I don't think all of them are in Trioen. Like sometimes they do it in different manor houses apparently. Yeah. Which would be cool, do you know what I mean, to have a different layout, right? Because we now know this place back to front because we've been running around it all day. Oh my god.
Oh, why she got a knife?
Uh-oh. Many seeds grow in the shadow of the tree. There is another shadow. How long has it forgotten the glory of what once was? Once it was whole. Once it strode between worlds with a name that would make even the dead bow. No power, but its own cunning. And now it cannot even remember its own name. Of becoming free.
I'm just in the priest hole. It's pretty spooky down here, man. It's random hieroglyphics. Okay.
Yeah, we never found it.
No. God, it's a small spot. Right, I'm gonna come up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just be careful of your head here. Yeah. That's exactly it.
Ouchie.
Right.
So this is the library where the collector resides.
We're hooking these onto the tree. Do you reckon I have to take all of these off afterwards?
Probably, or they probably keep some of them on. We're gonna debrief you on last night.
Okay, where do we start? So, you would have seen that when we first arrived, we got given these little red books. This is basically everything that is supposed to help you along the way. You're not supposed to take it as like Bible though, because some of the things, they are important, but they aren't. Like there's some poems in there that you don't really need, some songs. So I think what is best to do is probably start off with the
Story
strains.
Yeah,
which
so
we
those are
briefly...
there was like 5 stories that you could follow, and originally we were saying we were overwhelmed because we were collecting information for every single one, but I don't think we realised that it was probably better to focus on one.
Just one.
And run with that.
Yeah, because we obviously got here a little bit late, so when we first got here everyone was looking for letters and they were finding the cuttings, which we obviously showed you guys, and little hints around the house with loads of letters that would basically make anagrams. So these are the pages, and it is literally all we focused on for probably like the first 5 hours, which is really bad to say. But it ended up spelling gain insight, speak found phrase, secret given grows deep roots.
Yeah.
Which we didn't get what that meant. And then the other part, there was a little thing which you also filmed as well, and I think I did too, and it said by Wyn's bum, and Wyn is Wyn Haffington, the guy that owns the house. He inherited it. You don't know why he inherited it though, that's kind of the storyline. And you go to under his seat and it's literally just like a red herring.
Yeah.
So like there's some things that don't actually make any
sense. And some of the stuff in here is just confusing, but it might be because it's like following a completely different story straight to where you are. You've got loads of names and places and things going on and you're like, what is happening right now? But I think, focus on one if you are. Yeah, and I also think we should have probably done them all in order. So like each little, what would it be called? What's the wooden thing called? Yeah, each little cutting takes you to the next cutting with a poem, and it helps you obviously spell everything out. So then we also got Haunter within archives, but we didn't get that until the late evening. Yeah. We thought at first it said unearth, and we didn't really understand what that meant. But the characters there are, would you say there's 4 main characters? Yeah, so 3 main ones that you talk to and speak and that you're kind of following their storylines and working out who they are. But then there's like a side character that is kind of a main character called
the Collector.
Who we found out is the Haunter in the archives because she's not real.
So this is the thing, like when we first came into this, we didn't know if it was like, we weren't sure if it was like a murder mystery, if it was mystical, if it was, you know, paranormal. We really didn't know what avenue it was going down. However, it seems that it kind of is mystical, because it's like
witch focus.
Yeah, it's witch focus, but then it's also things stuck in time, parallel universes, things that like are vessels for other beings.
People being trapped in one universe and like a parallel universe and that.
But we weren't really too sure when we started, so at first I thought it was like a murder mystery.
We thought we were like going back like 100 years or whatever, but they were like, no, it's 2025.
Yeah,
like,
we assumed, because it's a 400-year-old house, we assumed that this would be like back 400 years ago. And we were like, what do we wear? And also the type of stuff that they did wear was very oldie times. So I mean, it still fit the vibe, but that's, as we said, we had no idea what we were stepping into. So going on,
we were making notes throughout the day. There's like a whole section at the back that you can kind of write extra notes in.
So these are the quests, not quests, but these are the story strains, and there's another one. However, underneath there is room for a 6th story, and we ended up finding out that one of the characters, the more you spoke to her, you really do have to engage with the characters. The more you speak to the characters, the more they let off, obviously, just like you would talk to a normal person. So there's a character called D, and their story is about how they aren't trapped in this house, but they've come back to basically save the love of their life. And at first we were kind of like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. And then we slowly realized that that was the 6th story. It wasn't necessarily something that you had to solve, but like there wasn't clues around the house.
Like something to uncover at one point in the evening to make sense of
it more so links onto the finale of this and the chapter 2. Which, I mean, there were a few people that definitely specifically went to do the Lavinia story, which we started to. But you just get so distracted.
There's like loads of things going on. You're trying to like listen to everyone's conversations and see who's willing to share information. Like before we came here, we had to fill out a questionnaire, and we were very much down for like collaborating with other people. And other people are very much still in their own lane and like wanting to be a bit more secretive and in smaller groups. So it was interesting to see how everyone worked in the house, because I don't know how many people
I'd say like 20
of us,
maybe like 20.
So yeah, it was interesting to see how that played out as well.
There was also like puzzles everywhere, like
little code boxes.
Little code boxes with riddles on.
Yeah, they had riddles and you had to sort of like unscramble.
But then there was actual puzzle boxes, which I've actually never done a puzzle box before. That was my first ever time, and it was really cool doing that. And then inside you'd unlock another kind of like side quest. It's not one of the main story strains, but the Collector that we were talking about, she has her own personal past that she actually is like the link to all of the people in the house, but without us knowing, if that makes sense. Like she kind of runs the show here, if that makes sense. But if we sat and told you every single story strain, you would literally look at us like, what on earth is going on? You guys are crazy. Like some of the
I mean, already I feel like we're crazy. We're like, Anne is in the walls.
Anne is in the walls. But that's the main story that we followed. We ended up doing a ritual last night. Obviously, guys, none of this is actual like witchcraft. This is all or is it? This is all just, you know, make believe immersive experience. If you like this sort of stuff, you can really get involved in it, and you kind of get involved as much as you want to. Really,
you could sit and chill if you wanted to, because there's like a bar in the snug room, so you could just sit there and have a drink. But everyone was very much
wanted to do everything.
I mean, there was a whole group that went to there's like a pond behind the building, and they like pulled out a skull.
I wouldn't even know to do that. Like one of the stories was about a sailor who killed his wife and then also killed his dog, and this literally sounds insane. And somehow, from all the scriptures they found, from all the cuttings they found, all the little clues, you know, like investigating, talking to people, it basically led them to the lake. And I wouldn't even, it's one of those things where if I saw something, you know when you go to an escape room and they say don't touch above the doors? If I saw a chain in a lake, I'd be like, this isn't related. However, it was. And also, I thought we couldn't like lift furniture, move furniture, but then we basically ended up completing one of the other story strains this morning that we didn't get to finish last night.
Yeah.
And you had to lift up part of this sofa, and underneath was one of the ritual books, which, I don't know, in my head I just didn't think to look like behind curtains.
It was when I saw her stood there like this on the bench, I was like, I'm gonna have to go in there.
Yeah, because it was you that lifted it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every story ends differently. Every group that has done this, obviously this is the last chapter, so you seeing this isn't going to ruin your guys' experience because this chapter is done now. Yeah, that's why we're sharing so much now. But every story has a different ending because it depends what you choose to do. It's completely in your hands. If the whole group decides to sacrifice someone, which we did, or if you free someone, or if you protect someone, it all changes the narrative.
Yeah, and also you can befriend the actors.
Yeah.
Decide who to befriend, who you want to betray, who you don't want any involvement with. Like, do you know what I mean? You can really like pick a side.
We kind of leant more towards Carter, only because Carter was the one that was like leading the main investigations, and he has been trapped here from a dream. Again, I know it sounds ridiculous, but he's been trapped here from a dream, and this is like his
half in the real world,
half in the real world. Yeah. The main thing actually is that the tree outside eats people. We literally sound like we're on drugs, but
and it seems fine in the day, but at night I'm like, the tree eats people.
So basically, the collector doesn't know who the collector is. The collector just doesn't.
They don't know their own name or who they are.
Yeah, and the reason they're called the collector is because whenever you want information, you basically tell them a story, or you do an interpretive dance or song, and from that
it feeds her.
Yeah, they then intake the information, and you'll find her just singing and dancing around the house, or like she'll randomly tell you a story. One of the girls told her a story about being stuck in a thunderstorm, and we were sat there with her, and the collector just randomly went, "Did you know that I was stuck in a thunderstorm?"
So she like steals your stories.
She steals your stories because she doesn't have an identity for herself. We then ended up finding out that her name was Amelia. We don't know what her connection is, but we just know that she is also trapped in the house, and she isn't a real person.
Yeah.
She's actually just like an entity
Yeah.
who controls this whole narrative.
For sure.
So,
it really does get more spookier though at night, because I felt absolutely fine until it started getting dark, and then I was like, I'm actually quite scared of this place. And they've got weird lighting going on in certain rooms, like certain doors would open and close.
Yeah, and like they had all these like not neon lights, but like forensic lights, and then apparently also depending on what like route you go down, there could be more actors. It just depends what you do, really. And really like that it's like a unique experience
every time.
No one is the same, but also the characters just didn't break
the whole time. There was no change.
Nothing. Like, I don't know, I just assumed that they would, I don't know, if you were stuck they would kind of be like, oh, why don't you check over there? And they never did. It was very much leave you to your own devices. I'm only going to answer a question if you ask me it. They're not going to help you.
No.
Which I really
is nice, because I hate when people
kind of give stuff
away.
away.
Give stuff away straight. Like they don't give me the chance to then figure it out.
Absolutely. But
that's the point of it.
We will let you get back to the video now. That's just like our little fill-in bite. But just so amazing.
So we are just leaving Triowen. We've had the best time. We're just making our way down the stairs and getting a lift back to the station, but it's been absolutely wonderful. Like, nothing that I've done in my life has ever been like this. So I'd highly recommend coming to visit. Oh, you find some stuff. Oh, the rock. I didn't notice that either. Oh, there we go.
There's still always something here.